Oh, I think they're similar to several of these teams we've played. They're very good. You know, they got great guard play. A little guard, a little fifth-year guy from Long Beach leads them in scoring. They really execute in the half-court offense. They run a bunch of stuff. They're really, really good defensively. You know, they're a really good team. I mean, I don't have to tell you that. They wouldn't be where they're at. And some of their wins, you know, you go to Arizona and get beat 1. Go to Arizona State and win. And you just got done beating LSU by 20-some odd and go to St. Mary's, which is a place I just don't lose at St. Mary's, and find a way to win that game. So they're a very good team. I mean, similar, you know, those 3 teams we just played, you know, one thing they all had in common, they were athletic. Boston College was really athletic at guard spots. USC was really athletic. Same way with Oklahoma State. You know, these guys are the same way, probably as good or better defensively even.
You ever been with a team that traveled this much, starting back with Costa Rica, Los Angeles, Bahamas, New York?
That'd be a good stat for you and Zach to come up with this afternoon while you're sitting around at home.
Rainy, cold weather.
I would say you may be on a stat there. Would probably be the most ever from a Western Kentucky team. I'd be willing to say that.
And right there,
You'd probably know that for sure. We would. Costa Rica to the Bahamas to LA. Stillwater. Figure them miles up in y'all's free time this afternoon. What do you think about that stat? Would it be the most miles ever?
It would be that one or one other that I can think of. And that team went 29-9.
But not the record.
They went from
Hawaii
to Puerto Rico, to New York for preseason NIT. That would be the other one.
You and Chad get together this afternoon, sit around and see if y'all can figure up those miles. That's a good question. Hey, someone asked me a question this morning. I didn't have an answer to it. Zach, I can't believe you haven't given it to me. And this is a good question. Where do we rank in points scored to the paint this season? Why wouldn't they? They keep up. Y'all keep up with it on the stat sheet.
It doesn't translate into that.
It doesn't.
No, we scored almost 400 more than our opponents.
In the paint. Let me ask this question: if you know that about us, does every team know that? How many they've scored in the paint? So if every team knows what they scored in the paint, there ought to be a stat somewhere. Zach, you get all afternoon off. Figure that out. All right, I'll be waiting for you to text me that stat.
All right. Why has that been a key stat for you guys? Just because your guards can get in there and Dwight and Justin have done their part?
You know, guys, I like for it to be that kind of stat every year. You know, I've always said this. Everybody's good at home. Teams that can go on the road and win are teams that win championships. And I've always believed to go on the road and win, you got to be able to throw it to the paint or drive it to the paint. And we've been pretty consistent in both of those areas all year long, throwing it there or driving there. It's the makeup of your team. If you didn't have a team that could do it, then you can't do it. And I've had teams that couldn't do it. Some teams that could drive it better and throw it, and some teams that, you know, were better in the paint and driving. I think we got a pretty good balance with this bunch. And again, those are huge stats. You know, when you go on the road and shoot more free throws than your opponent's attempt, you got a chance. You got a chance in a lot of games.
You mentioned winning on the road. Do you think, especially after these past 2 big road wins, do you feel like the team's confidence is as high as it's been?
You know, hey, Dominic, you know, this bunch probably had lack for confidence a whole lot. You know, we had a 2-game tough road swing. You know something? There's a lot of teams in America that had a tough road swing in those 2 games. At middle, what's at stake? A good team. UAB on senior night when he didn't miss. A lot of teams going to have a bad road trip. We didn't panic with that. You know, it wasn't anything broke. Sometimes, you know, it's that opponent. Give them credit. It's the opponent. We come back on a neutral court against UAB 3 days later, 4 days later. What was the result? So we didn't panic on any of that and turn around against a good Old Dominion team. And, I said this against, Marshall. I don't know, maybe we weren't at our best. Give him credit, too. Sometimes that other team has something to do with it, and Elmore just jumping up making shots. Comes down, sometimes that game's that simple, just making shots. He'd made 1 the first half, makes 6 the second half. Then I guess Wichita State, I found out how good that team was. But, this team, to me, the biggest challenge just from a mental standpoint was getting back up against Boston College because we had some disappointment in us. And it was very obvious, after that first 10 minutes of that game, we'd got that out of our system. And we were really good against Boston College. Now we're going on the road, believing what, we know it's not going to be easy, but we didn't go to USC not thinking or not believing we didn't have a chance to win that game. And we got in that game, and our guys played with a lot of confidence. And once you win there, you're going to get sent to a more difficult place. We played in front of 2,500 people at USC, and you go into Stillwater, you're going to play in front of whatever was there. And I'm glad Zach didn't give me this stat until I think Yair State gave it to me, maybe Thursday. I was not aware at Oklahoma State in the past 30 years was 214-8 against non-conference opponents in that building. 214-8 in the last 30 years. What's 9 now, Dominic? So now because we've won that, we've put ourselves in position to go play for a national championship and do it on a great stage. And it's just not great for our team. I've talked about how proud I am for our team. These guys deserve it. And fifth-year guys, they've helped this team win. But what they've done, too, they helped themselves. What I mean by that, the Whites, the Justins, and Dariuses, they helped themselves personally through these runs. Their next step. And, again, the more the team wins, the more success individuals have. And here's the thing that I know, too. I experienced this at Mississippi State. The year we had a Final Four run, which is a little different than Final Four in NIT, but still the publicity it brought. I remember our admissions enrollment jumped up 3,000 people because of that run. Well, I would hope this, the national publicity that Western Kentucky's getting, and believe it or not, people make decisions on this. People make decisions on how you feel in your heart about things. Donors make decisions how they feel about their heart in things, if you know what I mean about that. So it's just not the team, everybody is enjoying this. This is something for Western Kentucky. The amount of publicity that we've gotten, that we're continuing to get, there's no money value you can put on that. And going to New York right now, being the only team in the state of Kentucky still playing, how much effect does that have on students making decisions on where they're going to college? Believe it or not, it has a lot of impact on them because they see that Western Kentucky can be as good as anybody in the country right here at home. All they got to do then is visit campus. Once they visit campus, they can see it for themselves. So it's impactful for everybody, fans, future students, our players, our team. Hopefully it helps you guys. You guys would rather cover us like this than not cover us like this. Hopefully when y'all having your sales, because y'all got to raise money, I'm sure, through sales for your TV station, right? Hopefully it helps you all, which I think it does. Mike, you're late for media. You can't be walking in halfway through media.
I got permission.
I hear you, okay. I don't know if that's the right answer to the question you asked, but hey, how's that?
Rick,
yes, sir.
To kind of follow up what you just talked about, you mentioned Marshall a moment ago. Between Marshall and what they did in the NCAAs, winning a game, and then getting the second round, and what your team has done, what kind of level of respect nationally do you think that's done in people's eyes with Conference USA?
I think there's no question. Marshall opened those eyes. I think we've propped them open. I mean, I don't think anybody gave us a chance to go to Oklahoma State and win. Again, there's not many teams going there and win. And win when they're at their best mentally. I mean, they're playing for something. I mean, they're playing a chance to go to New York. It's very obvious, but that building, those people didn't show up at night to see that team lose. Those people showed up expecting to win and expecting to go to New York. And for our guys to go in there and basically for about 37 minutes lead that game. I think they jumped out. They led us 7-6. At that point, they never led again. They tied us up with about, I don't know, 6-7 minutes ago, whatever it was, but never led us. And everybody, you can look at what Oklahoma State had done, teams they had beaten, and like I just said, 214-8 over the last 30 years in that arena. Very few people can go in there and win. So I would say yes. I'd say if there's any questions about, Conference USA, I think already people, we'd opened up some people's eyes a long time ago with the Purdue win right off the bat. But if there's any doubt again, I think we, like I say, propped them open.
Can I ask you about Dwight for a sec? I remember you telling us after the Marshall game, he had a one-on-one with and didn't go after him. You knew his confidence wasn't there. What has changed since then? What have you noticed in the season after the way he was playing all season?
Well, as we said, he went through a stretch, started Old Dominion here, on the road at Middle, on the road at UAB, back against UAB, back against Old Dominion, going against those big guys every night, and probably didn't have his best game when the team was really dependent on him. And Dwight's such a good person, it bothers him when he's not helping us be successful. And in that last game against Marshall, we knew that was one of our advantages, was him. And he just didn't play his best. That happens. But to his credit, again, shows what kind of character he is. He knew that. He bounced right back against Boston College and was good. And was really good against USC and was great against Oklahoma State. Great. You go for 16 and 13 against that team on the road, 3 or 4 blocks, and those 3 blocks came at a crucial time. Did it with some foul trouble. He gets 3 blocks with 4 fouls on him. Like I said earlier, I'm proud for him that he's benefited from all this himself personally. He made himself a lot of money in this run, and that's as simple as you can say it, and I'm proud for him for that.
Would you say this is one of the most rewarding coaching jobs you've had in your career?
Well, it's different. I've never had a team with 1 player coming back. Never had that. And maybe to overcome some things we had overcome in the fall. No one anticipated that. We didn't sit back and ask ourselves, what if? Or feel sorry for ourselves. I'm sure it's easy to have done. But you guys could imagine where that thing was. But we never looked back. Didn't know for sure what we had. I mean, like I say, Dwight averaged 1.7. Darius averaged, 5.5 or 6.5. Didn't know for sure. Justin knew he wasn't the player he was. That's what I knew about him. Wasn't even close to the player he was. I mean, he picks up those 30-pound and has that bum knee. And everybody else is new. Wasn't no superstars in that bunch coming out. Didn't know what we had for sure. But the one thing that I did know, we had good people. And I thought we had a good mixture of way this talent fit together. I thought everybody's strengths were a little bit different versus some guys being the same. Everybody's a little different on this team, and I like that. But the common thread was when you're trying to put a whole new team together, and again, we had 7 guys for the first 3.5 months. But even through that, these guys gained a lot of confidence. Even taking some bumps in the road. You know, we had a tough loss at Wisconsin that we got to turn around and overcome on an 11 o'clock game here against Indiana State. It wasn't easy. I mean, that'd cut your heart out up there, what happened in that last 2 seconds. But these guys have gotten back up. And again, to put themselves in position, and you guys remember, maybe I told you all, maybe I didn't tell you all. I told my team for sure, because I'm doing things to get them back up. Maybe I told you this. I've been on both sides of the fence for this NIT. I can remember, first off, getting to New York City, and that winning 3, getting there, how special that is, the amount of publicity it brings you, being on that stage. Then I've been on that side of the fence. You play in the SEC championship on a Sunday and get beat. They send you to Portland, Oregon for a noon game on Thursday and get beat the first round. Well, there's no question, and I've said this, and I'll say it again publicly, I'd much rather go win 3 games in NIT and get to New York City than play 1 game in the NCAA tournament and get beat. I'll stand by that statement. Yes, we all want to get to the NCAA tournament, no doubt about it. But this run these guys have had, now the opportunity to go play for a national championship on that stage is really, really special. And again, I'm proud that they're getting this opportunity because these guys have worked hard and overcome a lot of different obstacles to put themselves in this position.
Played in a lot of big environments, big crowds, especially in Oklahoma State. How do you think that translates going into Madison Square Garden here this week?
Oh, well, we won't be intimidated anywhere. I mean, we've been pretty good against what are we, 4-2, 5-2 against the top 5 or 6 power leagues. What are we, Zach?
5-2.
We're 5-2 against top 7 leagues in the country, so we like those. We'll feed off all that, but you don't have to worry about no feeding off anything at Madison Square Garden. When you wake up, shit, it's in you. It's already in your gut before you eat. That opportunity, a lot of guys, we've probably got 2 or 3 guys that's played there. Dwight has, Justin has, and Darius has. So those 3 guys have been there. It won't be, crowds up there, neutral crowds. Except we hope we got a lot of Hilltoppers up there and makes it a home crowd for us, and we need them up there. I know I've talked to a lot of people that are coming. And again, I didn't realize until I GPS'd it, that's not but a 13-hour drive from here. About as easy as it is to get to Dallas. I mean, a whole lot of difference. So I know we got several people driving too. And all those who didn't know it was 13 hours, get your suitcase packed and get up there. Students, y'all got some more time left on spring break. Those teachers give you excused absence, won't they? You get excused absence for going to the NIT. Bring your ticket back, they'll forgive you. Yes, sir.
Rick, I'll preface this with, you've used the phrase, "the season is a grind" before, but my friends have asked me, what it's been like being around you away from the court, and from...
You hope you lied to them.
From chest bumping your players after the win at the Bahamas to getting the water dowsing, and then Zach posted the video yesterday.
Zach posts too much stuff. Used to be I didn't have to worry about any of that stuff ever getting posted. Nowadays you can't do anything but it gets posted. I don't think about getting posted when you do things, but that's the world we're in now. So hey,
well,
I'm glad we didn't have a lot of stuff posted through the years.
Well, and then even crediting Isaac with using, and I hope I get this right, the jam or jelly or whatever.
Oh yeah, it's a young generation talk. Yeah, jelly.
You just seem like a coach that's at peace. I mean, just enjoying everything about it. I don't want to say so much at peace, but just appreciative of a team and a season. Do you know where I'm going on this?
No, I hear where you're at. I think you'll, I said this from day one. This is good or bad who I am. It's all about winning and competing for championships and all that. And again, I'll never feel more outside pressure than I have on myself because I'm very comfortable and confident in what we're going to do. So because of that, I'm real at peace. And it's easier to be at peace when you got a good team. You got good people. And again, as a coach, it's about, it gets to be a grind. We try to break the seasons down in 3 seasons. Got a preseason's different. Then you have an 18-season grind. Then you got your conference tournament. It's a total different season. Now we're into that 4th season. And I've always believed this season right here, again, it's about fun now. I mean, it's about that mental energy. It's nothing we're going to do between those lines we're going to get better about. It's all about the mind and energy, and it's about fun. And I think we have, our players would tell you this. You can ask them a question. I think we've had a lot of fun since NIT has started in our approach. Started with our approach first. I think our guys have fed off of it. I think everybody's benefited from it. But, Mike, to finish your question off, and maybe this is confidence I had in Western Kentucky and everybody. If you'll remember, I said this in my press conference. There will be a day sometime real soon there won't be a ticket for sale. And I know a lot of you probably just sat there and Dominique said, man, that sounded like some coach talk. Came real in a hurry, didn't it? And what I say again is we're not finished. We're just kind of getting started. There's a whole lot more to get and a whole lot more to give. I mean, and like I said, we literally want it so every night. It don't matter who you're playing. People are hanging from the rafters to come see Western Kentucky, not the opponent. Through the years, you only sold it out because you had a special opponent. Now, we want it so every night it can be that way. And it's about players, and it's about winning. And again, I think people can relate to this team because we have good people. And I think as the future goes on, we're going to continue to have good people. Like I said, I'm too old to deal with knuckleheads. Whatever little knuckleheads we have, we're going to keep a tight rope on that for sure. But with all that said, yeah, I believe in Western Kentucky. I believe in tradition and what we can do with this place. And I believe in this team, who this team is. So all that put together, I'm real at peace, for sure. Yep.